Hello learners, this is lecture 11 from Unit 2, Supervised Learning Network. Under the topic, we are going to discuss the perceptron neural network and adaptive linear neuron, that's Adaline neural network. In the previous lecture, we are given with one homework problem. For this picture, we have to calculate the net input and we try to apply the activation function, binary sigmoidal and bipolar sigmoidal activation function, and we have to predict the result. Now we check how to calculate the net input. Yin equal bias plus summation of 1 to n xi into wi. Here n as 3. We have a input 0.8 with the weight of 0.1. We got to multiply this two value. 0.6 into 0.3 plus 0.4 into minus 0.2 and adding the bias value 0.35. So the value will become as 0.53. For this 0.53, we have to apply the activation function. First, we try the binary sigmoidal. The formula for the binary sigmoidal 1 by 1 plus e power minus yin. Instead of the yin, suppose we substitute the 0.53, the output will be 0.625. So, we take the bipolar sigmoidal 2 by 1 plus e power minus yin minus 1. Instead of the yin, we substitute the 0.53 here. The output will be 0.259. Now we continue with the topic. We start with the supervised learning neural network. Supervised neural networks are one type of machine learning which are trained using the labeled set of data, and based on the data, machine will predict the output. Supervised learning is a process of providing input data as well as the correct output data to the machine learning model. In the model, we have a data set in two groups. One is training set, another one is testing set. In the training set, input and targets are specified. We start with the first neural network, what is perceptron. One type of neural network system is based on the perceptron. A perceptron computes sum of the weighted combinations of its input. If the sum is greater than the given threshold value, then it gives the output of 1. Else it gives the output of minus 1. Perceptron is the algorithm for supervised learning of binary classifier. Binary classifier is a function which can decide whether or not an input represented by the vector of number belongs to some specific class. This is an architecture diagram for a perceptron. We have a set of input x1 to xn. Each input node connected with weight. We have to calculate the net input and add the bias to the summation. After the calculation of the net input, we have to apply the activation function. If it is greater than the threshold value, we have to trigger the output as 1. Otherwise, the output will be minus 1. This network uses the threshold unit. That's why it is called LTU, linear threshold unit. X1, its weight W1. X2, its weight W2. And so on, Xn with the weight of Wn. Calculate the summation. I is equal to 0 to n. Multiply the input with the weight. The summation is greater than the threshold value 0, then the output will be 1, otherwise the output will be minus 1. We take the perceptron learning. Perceptron learning, it happens because of the weight updation. Weight updation equal weight value plus the change of the weight. Change of the weight we have to calculate by difference from the target to the calculated output. Here T is the target value, O is the perceptron output. Alpha talking about the learning rate. Generally, we will prefer the 0.1 value for the perceptron neural network. If the output is equal to the target, then the weight is not changed because my perceptron is classifying the sample in correct way. If the calculated output is not equal to the target, we have to update the weight. Weight updation follows the Hebb rule. The algorithm converges to the correct classification if at all the training data is linearly separable, alpha is sufficiently small. This is the Hebb rule. Hebb rule talking about Wi of new equal Wi of old plus xi into y. Xi is the input vector, y is the output. Wi of old is the previous weight, Wi of new is we are calculating now. So learning algorithm, we have to feed the samples. Before that, we must understand what is epoch. Presentation of the entire training set to the neural network is called as epoch. In case of an AND function, one epoch contains 4 samples 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Over one neural network, there may be n epochs for the training. The error value is the amount of which the value of the output is differed from the target value. For example, we require the network output is 0, but it produces the output as 1. Then target minus calculated output, 0 minus 1, the error will be minus 1. There are three famous layers in the neural network. One is the input layer. It introduces the input values through the neural network. There is no activation or processing. In the hidden layer, it performs the classification work. Two hidden layers are sufficient to solve any simple problem. If the features are very high, we need more layers. Output layer, just like the hidden layer, the outputs are passed to the world outside the neural network only through the output layer. In the perceptron was developed by Frank in the year of 1958. Here we have some keyword. First one is a target. When we are training the neural network, we not only present it with the input, but also we are giving the required output. The required output is the target value. For example, in the AND perceptron neural network, we give the value of 1, 1. We expect the target as 1. So output is the output generated from the perceptron neuron. Talking about the input, generally we will prefer the letter called Xi. And Wj is the weight from the input to the output neuron. Alpha is the learning rate. We generally prefer 0.1 value for the perceptron neural network, but the learning rate always differ from the 0 to 1. This is a training algorithm. First we have to adjust the neural network weight to map the input to the output. Learning signal is the difference from the desired to the actual response. The output of the perceptron is calculated by f of yin. Here the yin value is defined as summation of the xi into wi plus the bias. The activation function we follow the perceptron is the ramp function. Yin is greater than the threshold, the output will be 1. If it is between the minus theta to the plus theta, that the threshold, minus threshold to the plus threshold, that value will be 0. If it is less than the minus theta, the output will be minus 1. So our target is, we have to compare our calculated output with the target output. If it is not equal to that one, we have to update the weight. We slightly modifying the Hebb rule. W new equal W old plus alpha into t into x. Alpha is the learning rate, t is the target, x is the given input vector. For the bias new equal bias old plus alpha into t. If the t is equal to the y, then no need to update the weight. We keep the previous weight as the current weight. This is a Hebb rule, the slight modification from the Hebb rule to the perceptron. Instead of simply multiplying the y with the x, we are now focusing on the t. T is the target output. Alpha is also added here for fastest convergence. This is a multi-layer perceptron. Instead of only one output, suppose we want to get multiple perceptron as the output, we have a set of input signal, that's the input layer, adjustable weight, we have an output layer, there we will get the output values. So this is a 3x3 matrix. From that we will get the sample 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0. That input is fed to the input layer. Input is connected to the hidden layer. Here we have a m neurons. So 1 to the 1 weight will be 1, 1, 1 to the 2, 1, 2, 1 to the m, w1 m. Same way from the n to the 1, n1, n2, nm. Instead of only one output, we have a set of output. So the output will be y1, y2 and so on up to ym. Now we check the algorithm for the perceptron. This is for a single output class. We start with the initialization of the weight and bias. Generally we will prefer the alpha value to 0.1. We set the alpha value. After that we will collect the training pair. The training pair is named as S:T. S is the input, T is the target. And activate the input unit, store that S to the local variable xi and calculate the net input. Net input is calculated by yin equal bias plus summation of 1 to n xi into wi. For this net input, we have to apply the activation function. We will prefer the ramp activation function. After that, we will get the output 1, 0 or minus 1. This one we are going to compare with the target. If it is equal to the target, no need for updating the weight. Otherwise, we have to come to this location. The updation of the weight W new equal W old plus alpha into T xi, bias new equal bias old plus alpha T. Else the case, same weight will be carried for the next iteration, same bias is carried for the next iteration. This we can update for the multiple perceptron also. So instead of considering only one weight, now we have the weight from one node to another node. So ij, net input is also n net input we have to calculate for a hidden nodes. So y in j will vary from 1 to m. After calculating this net input, we have to apply the activation for all the net input. For all the net input, we will get the output of y1, y2 and so on, yn. So each and every area we will use the w in terms of ij. I is a starting node, j is a sinking node. So weight updation, slightly we modify that wi as the wij. Same way here also tj talking about the target of the current network, current perceptron. So if the target is not equal to the calculated output, t1 is not equal to y1, we have to use this rule. Otherwise, we have to follow this rule. Now we'll check the second neural network, adaptive linear neuron, Adaline. The network was proposed by the Woodruff and Hoff in the year of 1959. So Adaline taken from the word adaptive linear neuron. So it is not directly applied to the real world. Madeline only first applicable to the real world problem. So it eliminates the echo sound from the phone line. This is Adaline architecture. Gives so many input. This is Adaline. See the detailed architecture of the Adaline. So x1, x2 and so on up to xn. Each carry the weight of w1, w2 and so on wn. We calculate the net input and compare the net input with my target. If there is any difference before applying the activation function, we term that as the error. Based on the error, we have to adapt the weights in that input layer to the hidden layer. That is W1, W2 and so on, W1 as well as bias. This rule is called as a delta learning rule or Woodruff learning rule. So the rule is, we have to update the weight alpha into t minus y into x. Instead of a tx in the perceptron, now we calculate this term as the error term that we are going to use for the weight change. Alpha is the learning rate, t is the target, yn is the net input we calculated, in xi is the input vector. So first we have to initialize the Adaline neural network, assign some random value, train the neural network, simulate the error, calculate the error. Based on the error we calculated, we have to adjust the weight. After that, we have to think and rework to simulate this one. We will check the algorithm for the Adaline. We start with the initialization of the weight, bias and alpha. We specify some tolerance level as ES. Take the sample S colon T. Assign that SI value to the XI. Calculate the net input. And without checking the target, because we are not going to apply this Adaline directly to the real world problem. So directly we are going to update the weight based on this rule and calculate the error. If the error is reaches the tolerance level, we can stop the algorithm. Otherwise, we are going to continue the same task. Here you can see the difference from the Hebb rule to the perceptron. Instead of x into y, we use a t. T is a target. From the perceptron to the Adaline, instead of simply using the t, we use the error term t minus the net input. That is a t minus yn. So based on this, we learn how to use that Adaline neural network and perceptron in the supervised learning network. We will discuss more concept in the forthcoming class. Okay. Thank you, students.